in this video, I'd like to explain the first conversation of lesson 2 titled Union Building이 어디 있어요? There are two key sentences. The first one is Where's the school cafeteria? 학교 식당이 어디 있어요? The second one is It is in front of the post office. 우체국 앞에 있어요. Okay, then let's dive into the conversation. The first line, excuse me, where's the cafeteria? In Korean, we say, 저 학교 식당이 어디 있어요? Excuse me means 저, of course, we say 실례합니다, but that is a bit formal. So sometimes we say 저, showing your hesitation. And then, where is the cafeteria? We just put where into the original place right after this verb, and then put this into Korean. Okay, subject come first, and then go back to the sentence and come like this way. 학교 식당이 어디 있어요? 학교 식당이 어디 있어요? Okay, so this E is subject marker. I explained it in a previous video. After the consonant, we say E. After vowel, ka. And then 있어요, to exist. In Korean, 있다, and sentence ending to be polite, 어요, 있어요, 있어요. I will explain this verb later on in this video. The next one is, it is on the third floor of the Union Building. We omit the subject part. Listener and speaker knows what they are talking about, so it is not unnecessary information. We just delete it. So we say, from this part, Union Building 3층에 있어요. Union Building 3층에 있어요. So this third floor, the Union Building 3층, this whole information is adverb, right? So after this adverb, we put adverb marker, which is 에. Adverb, especially place information marker, 에. 3층에 있어요. Then when you're reading the third floor, we say 3층, right? 3층. Then how about the other floor? The first floor, 1층, 2층, 3층, 4층, 5층. So 1층, 2층, 3층, 4층, 5층. And then here on, we also delete this part on because it is not a necessary information. Without on, we can tell that it is on the third floor, okay? And then this of also can be deleted, possessive, right? So we can delete a lot of information if they are not necessary one, okay? And next one, there is one behind the library too. In Korean, we don't have this specific phrase, there is, there are. So we just put the sentence into the original order, one, and then verb is here, behind the library too. And then let's put this into Korean and delete this subject part because the speaker and listener know what it is. So we just put from like this. So we say, 도서관 뒤에도 있어요. 도서관 뒤에도 있어요. Once again, whenever you see two, then we put special marker here, also meaning marker. Okay, and next one. Where is the Union Building? When you are asking question in English, we put WH word at the very beginning of the sentence, right? But in Korean, we don't. So we just put it in original place here. Then let's put this into Korean. The subject, Union Building이, and the ending part, 어디 있어요? Union Building은 어디 있어요? Then here you can see 은, not e, right? So the reason is that the speaker want to emphasize that now she is moving on to another topic. Previously, she is talking about the school cafeteria, right? But now she's move on to the new topic, which is Union Building. So she wants to notify that to the listener by saying stopping marker 은. After this consonant, we use in. After the vowel, we use 는. And now it is in front of the post office. It is 우체국 앞에 있어요. Once again, we delete the subject part and then go back to the sentence ending. And then 우체국 앞에 adverb marker 있어요. Okay. Now let's more focus on some key items here. This conversation is about describing location. Then let's take one very simple example. The book is on the table. Let's put this into Korean. Subject, 책, okay, and subject marker E, and go back to the end of sentence. Table, on, we, and then this is adverb, place information, right? So we put adverb, place marker 에, and then 있다, exist, 있어요. So now more focus on 있다 versus 이다. In English, you have be verb. That means both of those two. So which means be verb has two functions. The first one, A equal B, the other is to exist, right? So in, for example, Yumi is Korean. Yumi equal Korean. In that case, in Korean, we say 이다 verb. 이다. So put it into polite form. 이에요. 이에요. 유미는 한국 사람이에요, right? We have learned this in a previous video. And the opposite is 아니다, to be polite, 아니에요. Okay. And be verb also has another meaning in English. For example, cafeteria. The cafeteria is behind the library. In this case, is not equation, right? Rather, it means exist. So in that case, in Korean, we put 있다, not 이다. 있다, okay? And then put it in a polite form, 있어요. 학교 식당이 도서관 뒤에 있어요. And the opposite form is 없다, 없어요. 없다, 없어요. Okay? And now let's move on to here. When in English, when you are saying the adverb information, we usually put preposition and then noun, right? Just like on the table. But in Korean, the order is really the opposite. So we put table come first, and then after that, we put this preposition. So we say that Korean, there is no preposition. We rather have postposition. So basically, the Korean and English, they have really the opposite sentence order. Everything opposite, okay? And then let's learn more words for the location. Front, up, the opposite. 뒤, up, 뒤. And then above, 위. The opposite one is 밑 or 아래. These two are the same. 밑, 아래. Inside, 안. Outside, 밖. 안, 밖. And then beside, 옆. So let me read them one more time. 앞, 앞. 뒤, 뒤. 위, 위. 밑, 아래. 밑, 아래. 안, 안. 밖, 밖. 옆, 옆. Okay? Then now let's have more practice with this picture. This is the basic sentence order. The subject and subject marker. Sometimes we can put 있는 when you're emphasizing subject. And when you want to add also meaning, we put 도 instead of this basic subject marker 이가. And then the location. Once again, noun come first, and then this preposition will come after that. And then this is a whole adverb section, right? So we put adverb marker right after that, which is 에. And then existence 있어요. Okay, then let me ask you this. Where's the bag? 가방이 어디 있어요? 가방이 책상 옆 beside 옆에 있어요. 가방이 책상 옆에 있어요. 가방이 책상 옆에 있어요. Then what about the clock? 시계가 책상 위에 있어요. 시계가 책상 위에 있어요. Then what about the book? 책, 책이 책상 위에 있어요. 책이 책상 위에 있어요. Then where's a chair? 의자가 어디 있어요? 의자가 어디 있어요? 의자가 책상 앞에 in front of 앞에 있어요. 의자가 책상 앞에 있어요. 의자가 책상 앞에 있어요. Okay, now let's go back to the whole conversation. Let's put each sentence into Korean. Excuse me, where's the cafeteria? 저 학교 식당이 어디 있어요? 저 학교 식당이 어디 있어요? Next one. It is on the third floor of the Union Building. It is Union Building 3층에 있어요. Union Building 3층에 있어요. It's behind the library too. 도서관 뒤에도 있어요. 도서관 뒤에도 있어요. Where's the Union Building? Union Building은 어디 있어요? Union Building은 어디 있어요? It's in front of the post office. 우체국 앞에 있어요. 우체국 앞에 있어요. Well, that is it. So overall, in this video, I have covered how to ask a location and answering to the question, okay? That's it. And I hope this video will help you a bit. 감사합니다. Bye-bye now.